That's perhaps the most challenging part of that best test paragraph by Bob Greenleaf, and in some ways can give, if you think seriously about it, can give you the most likelihood of sleepless nights, because it's always easier to see what the benefit is for yourself or for those closest to you, or perhaps for your company or organization. But it's important to take that out step by step, and particularly where you are in an organization that has the possibility of doing harm to others, whether that would be, you can think of obvious examples like pharmaceutical companies that might produce something that really hadn't been fully tested, or production plants that have waste byproducts that could harm the environment. But even in the most relatively benign organizations like universities and colleges, for instance, where it's hard to think of something that might be as harmful or as obviously harmful, there are all kinds of opportunities for doing damage to one another as faculty or students, and it's more often likely to be sort of intellectual or subjective relationship sorts of damage. But those are important, and if you're on the receiving end of something that makes you feel really unhappy and bad, that's pretty serious stuff. So I take very seriously the entire part of that, of Greenleaf's best test, and think it's important for me personally to always look at what is the impact of a decision on others. Particularly as a leader, you are always, if you're in a position long enough, you're going to be faced with issues of firing or something less drastic, but looking at employees and whether it's from a performance standpoint or other issues. And Max De Pree has a quote about leadership is holds a serious, I'm paraphrasing, leadership has the potential for doing serious meddling in the lives of others. And I think it's incumbent upon leaders, those who want to be effective, caring leaders, to take that very seriously, because the last thing I want to do is to make cavalier decisions that wind up hurting somebody when either that wasn't necessary, or there might have been some other way to do it, or even if it turned out it was necessary, it really ought to be done with careful thought and recognition of what the damage is that might be done. So much of the turmoil, I think, that occurs in organizations has to do with decisions that are made for short-term gains or short-term goals in sight. Part of what Greenleaf teaches all of us, I think, who are open to the message, is that leadership is a serious business, and you need to treat it carefully. You need to listen carefully to others, involve others, listen to your own inner voice, and look for the potential harm that can be caused, and wherever possible to avoid doing that harm.